So this story begins with a scary island where we find dense forests and jungles. The old, rotten corpses of humans lying in the street are shown and told. It is said that any person who comes to this island faces the same fate and comes back here. I am unable to leave because this island is ruled by dangerous monsters who are afraid of humans. They hunt them, and now even the government is fed up with these monsters. Even the biggest hunters could not hunt these monsters, and they died at the hands of the monsters themselves. He gave his life, after which even the hunters refused to go to that island. That is why the government made a plan that now any hunter who goes there, if he hunts those monsters, he will be rewarded so much that he will be able to kill them 7 times. Generations will sit and eat. So a group of hunters lands on the island via helicopter. This group consists of Murphy and 4 of his companions. Murphy is the leader of all of them. Apart from being a retired commander, he is also a great hunter. The other member of his team is Jessie, who also comes from a hunter family. Her dad was a great hunter, and she was a great hunter herself, and want to make his name famous by killing that monster. There is also a photographer with them, who has no connection with hunting whatsoever, but he wants to get a picture of a monster or he wants to see its movement. We're able to capture it when these people would be hunting that monster, and the monster, that just because he had the picture, he would become a great photographer, and his future will change completely. The other 2 people here have come because of greed for money. Murphy has also provided some training to cameramen as they venture into the wild, and the other 2 people are more scared because there are rotten corpses everywhere. Murphy encourages everyone who is lying there, and they walk to the base camp. They go, but after reaching here, they lose their senses, and now they don't have anything to eat at the base camp. Was 4. And there was no weapon left. These people start panicking, but Murphy encourages them one more time and says, "We are hunters. We solve every problem. We will make our own arrangements for food and drink here, and they will also hunt." Charlie was very scared here because he didn't want to go out of this base camp anymore, because after seeing the condition of the island, he was unable to breathe. Murphy, terrified, gives him the emergency button and says, "If you feel too scared, then double it. A helicopter will come and rescue you and take you away from here." Now with Murphy in tow, Alex and Jessie go out to find food. Murphy tells his teammates to eat. "Look, I'll set some traps here." While passing through these things, they feel as if someone is behind them. These people get scared and go into defensive mode. He was looking around with a gun in his hand and found out that it was the hunter behind the trees who had come to hunt the monster. At this time, he was very angry and looked weak. They discover that the hunter's name is Sam, and Sam tells them he hasn't eaten in days. He came with his team to hunt that monster. But the monsters killed his entire group, and now he is out for revenge. He is on the run and wants to kill Monstrous at any cost to avenge his comrades. Murphy tells him he can join them, but it turns out Sam was greedy too. He says, "I don't want to share the prize money with you. That's why I will hunt him alone." We are shown Sam, now running through the woods. He feels someone behind him. At first he thought it was someone from Murphy's group, but then his fear grew. Suddenly, something invisible attacked him from behind. He attacked, and all we could hear was his screams. Murphy also heard her scream and knew the monster was close by. He sets out to find her, while Jessie and Alex take their prey and head back to their camp. As soon as these people reached near the camp, they lost their senses. The monster was already waiting for them outside the camp. This terrifying black monster whose body was almost human-like. With his legs and arms, he attacks them and tries to kill them. But as she takes out her weapon and tries to kill him, they were not able to fight the monster properly. The monster overpowered them. He even injures Alex's leg, like lighting a fire to save Alex. She manages to scare the monster away from here. But after a few moments, the monster comes after them again. As other teammates come out and support Alex, they bring Alex inside, and all the windows of this base camp are blown away. We close the door tightly so that the monster can't come in anymore. Alex's condition also worsens here, as many of his wounds, the blood had already been spilled, and these people could not even take it outside because there was that monster outside. But if he had remained sitting here like this, Alex would have lost his life too, and these people also think of some way to go out and contact Charlie. They try to do it because they know that Charlie is outside at this time and is hiding somewhere. He says to Charlie, "You muster up the courage and look at the clock and tell us what happened. Where is that monster? We will kill him." But Charlie did not have the courage to open his eyes due to fear. He sat with his eyes closed like a dove, like closing his eyes won't kill the monster. As if after much encouragement, Charlie finally looks up and sees these people, tells that the terrible monster is currently holding a human head and is trying to kill it. He is dancing with the monster, now throws that head at the CCTV camera as well. And these people can also see that head inside and get scared. As soon as she understands from his actions that the monster is trying to kill them, he wants to play with them and torment them before killing them. This time, he was very close to their cameras. As he notices that he's right in Charlie's crosshairs, she tells Charlie to muster up the courage and shoot him, but Charlie doesn't have the courage. Here now, his other partner quickly calls Murphy and calls him molester, and that it's just outside base camp. Murphy also runs towards base camp. Hearing Murphy's running sound, the monster was now attracted to Murphy. Suddenly, he appears in front of Murphy, and Murphy is surprised and worried to see him. As soon as he stepped back to save himself, he got caught in the trap he had made and his leg was badly injured. He cried out in pain. Now the monster was about to attack him, but he started defending himself. Murphy's screams reached Bescon, and they were now terrified. They also wondered if Murphy had become a victim. During all this, Alex, who had previously been unconscious, he faints, and they all tell him about the situation here. Alex, who was once a very good hunter, he makes a new plan to save Murphy and kill the monster, according to which one of his companions will go out to distract the monster by becoming its bait, while the second will play Murphy and the third will play the partner. This means that Alex will be responsible for killing the monster himself. While they were planning, that monster appeared outside. A loud knocking sound starts, and these people panic. The monster then feeds Hunter Sam's head to them through a window, seeing which even these people's hearts get spoilt. These people now start repairing those broken windows too, from where the monster had thrown the head, because they knew the monster would soon break through the entire window and come in. Meanwhile, Alex tells Charlie that the monster is still on his trail. "I can see everything through CCTV, you just shoot him." Charlie, who was very scared, develops immense courage within himself, and he targets Manistray, and after thinking for a long time, he decides to fire the shot. He was about to, but to his bad luck, Moster spotted him just before he could fire. And breaking all the wood here, he caught Charlie and dragged him. He took them away from here. These people understood that now, even Charlie would not survive. These people start completing their half-made plan here, and, as they say, that you're gonna find Murphy and take him to a boat. The same boat on which Sam and all his companions had come here. Sam had told them this. During this, he says that I will somehow be able to kill that monster, or at least I will succeed in wounding him and we will all escape from here with our lives. Because it's not a good idea to stay here and lose your life. After completing their plan and making all the preparations for the plan, these people go to sleep. As soon as the sun rose in the morning, these people got up to complete their plan. As per the plan, along with Jaisa, to find that monster, leaves because she has to present herself as the monster's victim to bait her and attract her to Alex's side. While on the other side, we see Jesse Murphy and to find the way to the river. During this time, these people did not know one thing, that Charlie also needs to be saved because he is now shown to be alive. The monster was not killed by the new, but was brought and thrown to his hideout. Here, Charlie witnesses a heartbreaking scene where his leader Murphy is killed along with him. He's killed the monster, and Murphy's head is now hanging here with the rest of the heads. Charlie was hanging on to all this and was terrified because he understood. He thought that the monster would do the same to him, but then he heard the sound of someone walking nearby. He also realizes that they have left the camp with him, making him even more afraid. He wondered if his companion thought he was dead, or if he could find him here, but they won't leave, so Charlie tries to contact his friends. And because of the good radio signal, he is able to contact Alex and know that he was very happy that Charlie was still alive, but all his happiness immediately turned into sadness when it turns out that his friend, their leader Murphy, is dead. Charlie tells them all about it, that the monster has left its hideout and will soon be there to kill you. We'll come closer. Here we are shown Jesse, who had not yet met Murphy because we've already seen Murphy dead, barely finding his way to the river. When she reached the river, she felt another great shock. There was a boat here, but that monster had broken it too because he knew that these people would use the boat to escape. At this point, she completely breaks down and cries out loud. To Jesse, today seemed like exactly the same day. The day his dad was killed by a monster, and the same day she had decided that she too would become a great hunter and would conquer the world. She will kill every monster so that no good person like her dad will ever leave this world again. Thinking this, he regains courage to attack that monster, and she also decides to kill that monster. She was wandering around the world, looking for the monster, but she didn't know that the same monster was behind her. As soon as it comes inside the capon, while walking carefully and inside the capon, he realizes that the monster is after him and wants to kill him. On the other hand, we are shown that as companions, she managed to attract that monster. He risked his life to obey this monster. Alex also cares deeply for her life and takes no action. He aims at the monster, and finally, they are able to kill it. Belly comes to life. These men hunted the monster before the monster hunted them. These people had won, that's what they thought. But they were wrong. The monster we were shown was an over-the-top monster. His other companion was still near the cabin behind Jesse. Jesse now has to escape from this cabin to save himself. Comes and sees the terrifying monster for the first time. The monster cannot see him and, hearing a sound, goes towards the forest. In fact, he had heard Alex coming and had moved towards him. Alex didn't even realize when that monster came after him, attacked him, and dragged him away while roaring. As she now headed towards the monster's hideout, inside she saw that Charlie was alive, and she was delighted to see this. But the very next moment, all his happiness turned into fear. There are many human heads hanging here and there. These were all hunters who had come to hunt these monsters. Jesse knows that if the monster is here while they are here, if he comes, then the heads of both of them will be hanging here in the next minute. She was about to run away from here with Charlie, but the next minute, very quickly, the monster reached here, dragging Alex along. At this point, we are shown that Lex's condition has deteriorated significantly. He was injured earlier, and the monster had injured him now. Jesse's here to save himself and Charlie. She fires a fire candle. But the monster isn't afraid of her much. At the same time, Bailey also arrives here, and together, the three try to hunt the monster. But the monster still eludes them, even though it's so close. Instead, he attacks Alex and kills him as well. Right after this, he was going to cut off Alex's head as well, and this made Jesse understand. I realized that for this monster, the head of its prey is more important than its prey. She understood that this sir was sorry for this monster. So in anger, she started shouting at all the sirs. She started picking them up and throwing them at the monster and damaging everything, after which he also starts burning these heads, thinking that doing so will weaken the monster. It will happen. But still, one more time she was wrong. All these actions are the monster's anger. And in this anger, with one blow, the monster kills all his companions. Kills him, and now, as she is left alone, she sends her. At this time, to save his life, he remembers the movement when his dad had to do such a thing. He was killed by a monster. That change, that courage, everything at this time is dominated by the like. She musters up the courage to stab one of her tools into the monster. She injures him and then escapes from his hideout. They come, and then they set this forest on fire because she didn't want to see even a trace of that dead monster here anymore. When she came out, we saw that her entire mouth was covered with the blood of the same monster. She cries out loud in her triumph and presses her emergency button to. He can tell everyone about the success of his mission, and he can be rescued from here. His victory was huge, but at the same time, he was deeply saddened because he sacrificed all his comrades in exchange for this victory. But anyway, with this victory, the movie ends here.